महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा नटनागरा दुःखभञ्जना साई नारायणा दुःखभञ्जना साई नारायणा महादेवा महेश्वरा साई नारायणा.
So the main agenda for today's program is the panel discussion. On the eve of Gandhi Vardhanti, we wanted to discuss about his philosophy and where he took inspiration. When we talk about Gandhi's philosophy, he took inspiration from the Buddha, the enlightened one. And his philosophy of Satya and Ahimsa, especially Ahimsa, is a main component in Jainism and Buddhism. And definitely he took a lot of inspiration, and we can get it from the quotations. So today the theme is compassion for animals, especially for street dogs. So as you know, compassion is something that the enlightened one always propagated. He always told about compassion. He was always disseminating compassion, and he, through action actually, through praxis, he was disseminating compassion. And we could see through Pitakas, his teachings, especially Abhidhamma Pitaka, how to control your mind. So there, he was talking about compassion to every living being. So this is very important for us to develop, and Gandhi imbibed these qualities. Gandhiji imbibed these traits, and then, they are great because they followed what they said. And that is very important. And today, the book that we have just launched, Bapu Kukuripa Satakam, actually, Bapu Kukuripa Satakam is actually written in Gadaba language. Gadaba language is spoken in Lambasingi area, which is very close to Visakhapatnam city. The place where my grandfather lived, where my father was born and brought up. They were living amongst Gadabas. Unfortunately, the language is slowly dying, and we are on a mission to actually revive the language. So that's why I'm making a lot of publications in Gadaba language, mixing it with Telugu. There's a Gadaba Creole called Tedaba, where they mix Telugu and Gadaba, and they speak it in these areas. So here the main theme of the book is compassion towards street dogs. And what Gandhi was saying, what Buddha was saying, and how we can implement it here practically and physically. That is very important, because many people say, but very few people implement. So that implementation part, that ahimsa part, because the root for all this, for this theme is ahimsa. So we took inspiration from that, and now we are amongst dignitaries from various backgrounds, starting with Ravi Prol Subramanian Garu. He is from Pinakini Satyagraha Ashram in Nellore. So we are very proud to have him here. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on this occasion. And we also have Shankar Rao Garu. He is a professor and curator, Tribal Cultural Research and Training Mission. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. You're very much relevant here. Your expertise would be appreciated. Thank you so much. And we also have from Mahabodhi Society, we have Dhammachari Vijay Kumar Garu. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. We are eager to and keen to listen to you. And today's chief guest, we have Venerable Hemasiri Thero from Sri Lanka. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here. And a very relevant person for today's program, today's distinguished guest, we have Pradeep Kumar Nath Garu. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. He's founder, president for Visakha Society for Protection and Care of Animals. Thank you so much, sir. You're very relevant. Your presence is very relevant here because I strongly believe that the work you're doing in Vizag and around Vizag is appreciable and praiseworthy. And definitely everybody should know about the work you're doing, and we want everybody to collaborate and to work and to assist you in whatever the endeavors you're undertaking. Thank you so much, sir, and I start the session with you. Thank you, sir.
Picture, because this picture was not there anywhere. I have not seen before. So this is the first time I am seeing he's holding a puppy. Yeah, so that's what I'm appreciating that one. I'm not listening much to you, I'm seeing this one. So, see, I'm actually, since childhood, I have been behind these dogs and other things. Even then you see the sea turtles and hatcheries and all these things. These are all my passion. Now we have handed over, after 26 years, we have handed over to the forest department so that they can, generally, the authorities must do it because they are the people who are supposed to do it. If they don't do it, then we step in. So that's how it works. See, we are an NGO, we can't get the resources that they have or others are having. So it's always important that we should show the way. And then, because see, first they said there are no turtles coming into the beach. His office, you can see, opens one window, you can see the beach, you can see the turtles coming there. And he denies it. See, you see. Then you see the submarine. The submarine has come in the way. They have destroyed 7 nests. That means 7 into 100 eggs minimum will be 700 eggs gone. So this is the kind of, what I say, ignorance I can say, or it is kind of some kind of philosophy on their side which we don't know. But really it hurts. See, in those days, the National Geography is the one that was coming up. So, inspired with the National Geography, I was a sportsman. I used to go like that way, walk and see. Then I have learned all these things. So, what I'm trying to say is that every living species is very important to the earth. It's not as we are last, we have come in last, but we are unfortunately destroying many things. Every single minute you're having an endangered species into the list is being added. But now you don't find that habitat now. The habitat is gone or is going almost. No frogs. You don't hear the frogs. Earlier you used to hear the frogs. When the rains were there, you can hear the croaking of the frogs. Okay, now you don't hear. Experimenting with the frogs, cockroaches, all these things, lizards. But now all these have been stopped. So thanks to all our friends in Delhi and other places also, we have taken up and stopped this experimentation. So in Vizag, I came here when I was only 4.5 years old. And I am actually a Bengali. I am not a Telugu person. But having said this, you're born as a human being. So the role is as a human being. Other things doesn't matter because you have divided yourself into caste, creed, religion, all these things. Animals don't have that. Yes, sir. I will not call them animals. I want to give a better name, non-human at least to start with. Because you see, people say the dogs, pariah dogs. we don't like to use those words. Those are slang languages for a dog that you use. Then you see purebred dogs. Purebred dogs are staying in the AC rooms. So you're spending lakhs of rupees. You're buying them. Yes. You're doing everything. And our dogs, our Indian dogs are languishing on the road, suffering, accidents prone. And if one dog goes in 10 houses at least, you don't have the dog suffering on the road. When I came on the way, just opposite your building, I think there are 4 puppies are there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have noticed that one. So you see, they are suffering. Yes, you will not get food. Like a child, human child, you need to deworm them. Yes. Others they will die. Yes. Worms will come in the stomach and all these things. So it's a never-ending problem. So why can't we do all these things? That's why we have started, but to do a bigger and larger goals, objectives, to reach out more, we have formed the organization in '96. Yes. And that's where we are now. I think it's 28 years Now almost 25 years we have just celebrated it. So we protect all kind of animals. It's not just this and that, or even up to tigers, elephants also. The opportunity comes, and if that species is in problem, we join hands to support them. Even the circuses and all. If you remember, Prabhat circus used to come here in that railway grounds.
Yes, sir. Yes.
We stopped them. We have banned them. We have seized them. It's in the animal center now with the zoo. So that's where we are. Even bears also. People wear that bear tag. They say it's very good for for your health and all that. Nail and put it now there. And if you see the snake, if you just watch properly, the snake is the tongue is coming out. It doesn't move this side and that side. Why? Because that fellow is pushing his from the back, is pushing the snake. Okay, but actually the snake has been stitched up from here to here. His fangs have been removed. Okay, and he is kept in that condition, that basket, for at least more than 10 days. Okay. Now, by doing so, by praying to them, the snake is dying. Yes. After 3-4 hours, if you go and watch, you will find all the snake's flesh is in the dustbin. Okay, the skin is in his bag. Now tell me, what have we done? What have we done? We are killing those same damn things that you are going for a puja and doing something and enjoying. This was in Soljapet area, not Soljapet, one town area. If you remember, Lakshmi Talkies is full. That's the area, and that's where, fortunately or unfortunately, I am there residing. Yes. So we have banned that one completely. Then Chiluka Jyotisham is there, yes, small things. That also we have banned. That is complete cruelty. Yes, even that their people have come and given us, warning also. Then they told the collector also. Collector rang up and told, why are you doing this? I said, you look into the laws. I am not going against the law. I am within the law. So he asked for 2 years moratorium. Okay, fine. After that, we started chasing them. We literally chased them and caught them. All the beach now, if you show me one fellow with that, we will seize. You don't see them now. Yes, sir. No, they are standing in line in that Daspalla thing, theatre. They used to be there, and that's how we used to do. But when you're seizing them, the people, the humans, will tell, enduku pattakosthunaru, enduku vallu ila chestunaru, enduku ala chestunaru. See, they're telling. That's the sad part. So we have to, this type of gharshanam we have to meet. So another example is that Simhachalam Dorlu. Have you heard about that? Yeah. So that's a very pathetic case. Yes. Days old babies are given away to there as a mokku or what they say, I don't know. And that poor child is crying for mother's milk. Mother's milk requires for 9 months at least to go on, or minimum at least 6 months. Yes, otherwise he will die. He or she will die. Yes, there again there is a problem. Female will be separated again and looked after well. Male will be thrown away, somewhere. And these butchers will see these kind of abandoned ones and they take them away to the slaughterhouses. They are all robbing over there. So this problem was since 18 years we have been pursuing. I went to the court, I changed you see that they take the animals up the steps, 1,000 steps, and then leave it over there. So all those things we have stopped completely. From 12,000 per year, 12,000 per year, it has come down to 3,000. So, but this was more, the 3,000 also should not happen. It's a crime, can I take your child and just abandon and give it for mokku to somewhere in the temple? I don't know. See, this is the sad part. Now 90% of the animals are suffering because of religious problems. Of course, I am not trying to say anything, but if you see anything that anything to do with the religion, you find the animals are the first sacrifice people. Yes. Why? It's like that. Whereas if you put to a human, immediately you have the rush, the media rushes, all the people rushes, the cases rushes, the police rush everywhere. So this is the problem. The moving around, which means what? We have entered into their habitat and we have destroyed totally. I'll tell you this one, the Navy here, they have that's a wetland area, completely big wetland they have entered. So these are all for whose sake? It's for our sake. Yes. But at the same time, you need to put in mind that everything that what you do, you have to share your thing and with others, because they play. I am very confident that the non-humans plays a greater role than the humans in the upkeep of the earth. That's I have a strong belief.
Thank you so much, Professor Challa Ramakrishnan sir and Dr. Krishnavir Abhishek sir and distinguished guests, lecturers, and ladies and gentlemen and scholars. I am from Sri Lanka. I am a Theravada Buddhist monk. So, according to Buddhism, the Buddha was the portrait of compassion. So, the entire Buddhist dispensation is based on compassion. So, concept of non-violence is highly spoken about in Buddhism. So, Lord Buddha in numerous occasions has preached on this subject. Lord Buddha has also had to face many hurdles and hindrances due to various reasons. So, you know, some much ever you are good, the entire world won't be with you. So, there may be few against you. That's the nature. The Buddha's cursing Devadatta attempt to kill him, the Buddha, some insulted and wanted to defeat the Buddha, but all of them he conquered the metta and compassion. So he advised his disciples to compare with our own selves and abstain from committing violence, spreading anger and so on. He says in Dhammapada, Nahi verena verani, hatred to be conquered by the non-hatred. So, sabbe tasanti dandassa sabbe bhayanktu machuno, attanang upamankatva nahaneyya naghataye. All tremble at violence, all fear death. Putting oneself in the place of another, one should not kill or cause another to kill. Sukhakamani bhutani yo dandena vihingsati, attano sukhamesano pechaso na labhate sukhang. One who while himself seeking happiness, doesn't oppress with violence other beings who also desire happiness will find happiness hereafter. So Mahatma Gandhi ji also engaged in struggle keeping non-violence. Truth and loves are as a forerunner. That is why he has been known as the father of Ahimsa. We have heard that Mahatma Gandhi has extended a cordial welcome to the thief who came to burgle his own house. It was an extraordinary quality. Gandhiji once said that the Buddha was the greatest teacher of Ahimsa or non-violence. According to Buddhism, Bodhisattva, we know previously I said the whole Buddhist dispensation based on compassion. At Buddhist Sumedha ascetic, we know Sumedha Tapasa, after having seen the Dipankara Buddha, he wants to become a Buddha. At that time, he could get the arahantship, but he abandoned it because he wanted to save all suffering beings from this sorrowful and woeful existence. In Pali we say samsara. So, he abandoned his noble arahantship. So, if you were him, we definitely do not that. So Buddha said, Buddhoham bodhisami muttoham moche pare. I will become the Buddha and will save the beings from this woeful and fearful atmosphere. So he limitlessly spread out great compassion towards the people in the world. According to Abhidhamma, Dhammasangani Prakarana means the first book of Abhidhamma. There are 7 treatises or books in Abhidhamma. The first one is Dhammasangani Prakarana. Paradukke sati sadhunang hadayang kampanang karotiti karuna. The Pali word is compassion is karuna, which means compassion is the shock arises of minds of great people at the sorrow of the others. That's the definition of Attakatau commentaries. Hadaya means there are 10 names for our mind based on their 10 processes. Hade means, in that case, Hade means compassion. Paradukkang hinsatiti vinaseti karuna. The nature of revealing others from sufferings. And the other one is Kiriyativa dukkatesu paranavasena pasariyatiti karuna. Abhidhamma Sangaha Tika, the sub-commentary says, spreading mercy or compassion at painful situation is karuna. In Brahma Vihara section of Visuddhi Magga is written by Venerable Buddha Ghosa Thera. According to some scholars, he is a Telugu Brahmian in Andhra Pradesh. I think you know him very well. He is the one of the greatest commentaries in Sri Lanka. He came to Sri Lanka and translated Sinhala commentaries into Pali. So he wrote a book, Visuddhi Magga. Visuddhi Magga means path of purification. In that case, he explained and describes about the compassion in Karuna Bhavana section. Karuna or compassion is a meditation. It's a complete meditation. In Anguttara Nikaya commentary, Manoratha Purana, its name, says 10 ways of developing compassion to everyone. This commentary starts, Karuna Sitala Hadayam Panya Pajjota Vihita Mohatamang. It means, I worship to the Buddha whose heart is cooled by the infinite grace or compassion showered upon the entire multitude of beings. So Buddha spreaded his compassion not only for human beings, non-human beings, to the gods, to the Brahma, to the everyone. We know in Parileya, in jungle, I think you have heard that story. In Parileya jungle, a tusker, an elephant and a monkey treated him Buddha. They did everything of the Buddha. So, Anguttara Nikaya says that definition, Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarati. Buddha has 9 qualities. One of them is Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarati. So it means he control every humans, every beings, human beings and non-human beings, with his compassion. Nalagiri, I think you have heard that. Nalagiri attempted to kill the Buddha, but he spread his noble compassion to the Nalagiri and he calmed down. Nalagiri and other animals also. According to Abhidhamma, Karuna is a mental factor. Appamanya Chetasiki, I think you know them. Karuna, in Abhidhamma, Appamanya Chetasiki, there are 2 mental factors, like boundless mental factors. One of them is compassion. So, compassion, according to the topic, the Buddha said in every suttas and gathas, in every sections, to spread the whole compassion to all of human beings. So that is the basic teachings of the Buddha. That's why wisdom and compassion is the most quality of the Buddha. Wisdom and compassion. That's why we said Buddha is the portrait of compassion and wisdom. Thank you.
Please, so much achievement, so much development, technical development, scientific development we made. But one foolish thought is killing millions of people in Ukraine. Foolish thought. This is their domination, this is my domination. It is nonsense. You are bloody nonsense, useless domination. Why are you killing the people? Let the leader of America, let the leader of Russia fight each other together on the outside. Or whoever wins, let him take. No, they are not fighting. They are sleeping safely. They are killing the people. Why we are not condemning it? They don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have shelter. They are living hell life. Everybody should live, conduct himself in such a way that he enjoys peace and happiness. It is a fountain in the heart. The joy is not found to be outside, it is inside. There is no happiness with others. Live with others, be within you, be happy. One thing, that disciplined living is important. especially mind is most dangerous component in the body because it is necessary to meditate. There is so much of unwanted, useless matter in the mind, polluted and perverted matter in the mind. See, there is a glass here with a sand. You want to put pure water in that. What to do? Suppose you go on putting the water in that sandy glass or what is that? Let me pour like that. No. You should empty that glass, clean it, and then put more water. Similarly is with mind. Buddha always says, emptiness. Asabas are there, many asabas are there in the mind. Okay, that remove. Many hindrances, if you sit like that, your mind cannot sit because there are so many hindrances are there, hurdles are there in the mind. We don't have our own control, our own mind. First, that must be done. This is Dhamma, contemplation, that is meditation. Then prajna. Prajna is knowledge. A knowledge, wisdom and happy living. That is, it is bodhi jnana. Bodhi jnana means dukkha nivarana, shanti yuta sukha jivana. Is available. ఆ జ్ఞానం మనం శోధించాలి. Please understand, this cannot be bought outside. Even if you give $1 million, million crores, you can't get it. You must get it through disciplined living and practice. Bodhi jnana. Buddha got that bodhi jnana at a bodhi tree. So what is bodhi jnana? Dukkha nivarana. Dukkham is there. Jati pi dukkha. Dukkha punapana. Jati dukkha, jati punapana. You kill yourself, again born, again dukkha is there. Dukkha is chasing you till you get nibbana or moksha. So, in everyone's life there is dukkha. They show, I'm not happy, I'm happy, this and that. It is only show, don't think. Everybody is suffering. Everybody physically afflicted. And definitely every person is mentally afflicted, but they don't talk outside. Therefore, compassion is, when you are compassionate, kindness, swakam usupati, swakam upati bhujjati, na papakam supinam pasyati, manushanam piyo hoti, amanushanam piyo hoti, devata rakhanti, nasa aggi, va visam, va kamatam, totam sittam samadhiya, vakavanno vipasidati, assamulo kalam karoti, uttarim apadijjanto brahmalo kopaka hoti. These 11 benefits are coming to you if you are compassionate with other animals. 3 ఐటమ్లు వాళ్ళని ఏమి చేయట. ఎవరికి ఈ ప్రేమ భావం, కంపాషన్ భావం మనసులో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి 3 ప్రమాదాలు రానేరావు. ఏమిటవి? నాస అగ్గి, వా విషం, వా కమతం. అగ్గి కానీ, విషం కానీ, కత్తి కానీ నీకు అపకారం చెయ్యవు. సో మెడిటేషన్ చేయాలంటే మీరు కరుణమయ డెవలప్ చేసుకోవాలి. కంపల్సరీ. Gandhi is the one got the independence for India only because of his kind of compassion.
Due to Professor Challa Ramakrishna Garu, so he invited me on this important occasion. So today's talk and the theme, the compassion for animals, Gandhi and Buddhist perspective. This is very important. In fact, it is really a good opportunity for me. Otherwise, I missed a lot because there is a lot of cross-cultural opinions. They are deliberately expressed. And today's our chief guest, he told in his inaugural speech, he highlighted the very important, vital points to cover regarding to the compassion and non-violence. Because they are monks who have to learn some of the best practices, whatever the religion. The Buddhist is the basic foundation for all the major enlightenment studies. So perhaps the Gandhian Study Center is one of the important to catch these talented and very enlightened speeches. Now I am coming to the point, the Krishnavir, and he already did a lot of work, and he hails from the tribal area. Because what are the best practices regarding the compassion towards the entire, because all the talks so far, the culture they trust, main important is the culture. Because good culture, good means towards everything, to our family, to our brothers, to our wife, to our colleagues, because the same thing we have to, the same degree of affection towards our immediate environment, the plants, animals. So some of the best practices, even we call it tribes, they are uncivilized, and we call it normally. But we have to learn from the best practices. You see their passion towards animals. They are not taking milk from any tribe you have to take. Their animals are very healthy, very attractive, very healthy. Because if you visit the tribal areas, even the Krishnavir, just was instinct interaction, Gadabas never take milk from their animals, So because they have cows, they are other livestock. Recently I visited that area. The livestock of tribal area, it's very good. We have to take the model. Even we have the goshalas and other, but the physical condition, the way we are taking this not up to the mark. That we have to learn from the simple societies like tribal societies. How they are harmonious. When the things are very harmonious, everything will sustain and grow and inspiring. That is very important, because India is the biodiversity, one of the, so not only for the landscapes or waters or water bodies or plants, so the heterogeneous diversity is very unique in our country. And I am from the museum background, so we are always experimenting to show with the help of objects or photographs or archives. Now, first time I entered into the Gandhian Studies Center, I have seen very good illustrations. Every photo is in a story and beautiful. Even it is a small, but it is a very rich repository. We have to explore in future, and we will do some of the best things. And now today I'm so lucky I got enlightened, because these are all very senior people. And the young scholar and researcher, the Krishnavir, he's really passionate what I observe in his writings and his way moving towards the Gandhian philosophy and the Buddhist philosophy. The perspective is most important, because I visited almost all because we have a separate section of Buddhist studies. So the Mahabodhi Society in Sanchi, we did a lot of exhibitions. And the Pashi Taljer principal in Ladakh, so he brought very good exhibition of tankas. That is, we moved from different monasteries from Ladakh to Kanyakumari and other eastern parts of the Sarnath, and in Arunachal Pradesh also. So the thing is, one thing, Sar is also, because the animal rights, Pradeep Kumar Nath sir. So he stressed, because the animals must be protected, we must passion. So that is true, but the center point is we have to cultivate good culture. Culture is the major domain. So if you develop a good culture, culture means what is, first we understand what is culture. So according to anthropology, anything, whatever the animate or inanimate or what, because ultimately man is the responsible for the culture, because he is the only cultured species. He developed the entire culture from arboreal species to now he is in a sky, is a rabbit. The journey is the human culture. When we measured whatever the things happen on this earth, man is the responsible. So now we have to assess the adversities of the man's actions. If we will correct in these directions, we can stabilize, we can sustain our planet Earth, and all the things will remain secure and safe. So because I'm very junior, all are very eminent, and sir, I'm so lucky, Sir Subramanya sir, because he's the first Gandhian scholar. It's such a beautiful occasion for me. So now I have to regular touch with all these people. Now I am presently working in as a curator and a professor in the Tribal Culture Research Institute. So you have any, Sir Ramakrishna sir, if you bring anything, some mutually beneficial things, whatever tribal culture or whatever exhibitions, or invite in a best speaker regarding to our mutual domain topics, we can do collaboratively. So thank you so much giving this opportunity. I'm so lucky today. And thank you, Krishnavir. You have brought all the people for discussing this platform. Thank you so much, sir, once again.
Gandhi himself always declared that he is Anekanantavadi. What is meant by Anekanantavadi is, it is in the Jainism, Anekanantavada is one of the concepts which attracted the whole family of Gandhi. Jainist influence is more on Gandhi. That's why the more he is attracted towards this particular philosophy, the philosophy of Anekanantavada enumerates, you must give credits to the other's voice. When you are in a conference or in a meeting, you must give value to the other person's point of view. He may disagree with you, and yet he has a point, and there is a meaning in what he says. That's what he says. He always goes in that direction only, not a confrontative attitude, but only an assimilative attitude, and at the same time making others coming to his own point of view. Finally, he gives value to the other's point of view always. That's why in all the negotiations and everywhere, even in South Africa, they were going in a court-wise. But he made it a point to see that the two fractions coming together, and they joined, and in a compromise formula only, he has found a solution for many of the problems. Even in many of the Indian problems also, he went in that direction only. He is a nature lover. In Sevagram Ashramam, when it is being established, when it is being created, he told a point of view to the people, I don't want any big buildings like that. Only small hut is enough for me, because it is going to kill the environmental aspects of that particular place. Even in what he says is, we as human beings are usurpers of the animal kingdoms. Animals are freely moving everywhere, and we have usurped their land. That's what he comes to the conclusion. There, even snakes also, he used to keep, he never wanted them to be killed. What he used to do, he used to have in the Sevagram ashram, you might also see big cages there. There, if they find a vicious serpent, they should not kill. I want to see it, that's what he used to say. They used to bring it and keep it in a cage. In that cage only it used to be there, and they used to feed this one. And finally, they used to take it along with them to a big forest and leave it. He doesn't want even the snakes to be killed. He doesn't like it. And when a calf got some disease like that, that's what some comment is also there on him. What is the thought is, it has to die, but it is suffering a lot. Then he advised the doctors, give her injections and kill, like that. For that, several comments were there from the people. Why did you ask them to kill? So, because he could not relish when it is suffering, he cannot withstand that particular one. He doesn't like that one. So, that's what he did, and there was some negative comments or even on Gandhi also. In the ashram particularly, even a leper is there, for him also he served, and in all the negotiations with Jinnah and other things also, he used to be very, very cordial. Even the different of opinions were expressed even by Ambedkar on him. Even in BBC also, he declared, he commented on Gandhi. How you can call him as Mahatma like that? How can you call him as Mahatma like that? Only commented. But Gandhi never uttered even a single word on Ambedkar. He never had any misfeelings even on Jinnah. From 1918 onwards, he was telling everywhere he was telling, Hindu, Muslim, Hindu, Muslim, Hindu, Muslim, they should coexist. This country necessitates that we have to coexist. Otherwise, we cannot live peacefully.
Crime Control Bureau volunteer. I would like to say that whatever position we attain, wherever we are, we have to abide by the law of this land. And we have guaranteed fundamental rights and fundamental duties, directive principles of the state policy. And as a part of protection of environment and wildlife, there is a directive principles of state policy that includes Article 48A, and under Article 51A Clause Z, we should protect our natural environment and wildlife. Compassion towards other creatures is a part of our fundamental duty, where we have a right, we have to perform our duty as well. Along with that, to prevent and combat against wildlife crimes, organized crimes, there is WCCB, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, as well as Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Along with that, Prevention of Cruelty Against Animals Act 1960 is there. Those who are inculcating that pain and suffering to animals, this is the act to prevent against cruelty among animals. So if you have encountered any instances of being organized, if you witness any organized crimes against domesticated animals or wildlife, there are these two acts that will definitely helps you to show compassion towards animals. It's your duty to show compassion towards animals, to report those crimes to the government as well. And live and let live policy, we should all follow. And
It kinds tries to assimilate the teachings of Mahatma Bapu and also Kukuripa. He's a Buddhist master, and he showed immense compassion towards dogs. Hopefully this book reaches to all the readers and students. And
Generally part of all the cultures, and it is also a fundamental duty that we should be compassionate towards fellow beings, whether humans or animals. So the main idea of the book is also to bring about Gandhian philosophy of compassion, and also what we can learn, the life lessons that we can learn from a dog, because the faithfulness that a dog shows, it cannot be reciprocated by another human, is what I strongly feel. That sort of unconditional love that it shows, so that has to be that cannot be reciprocated by any other means actually. Then that can only be comparable to mother's love, is what I strongly believe. And we bring about these teachings from all the teachings of the Buddha, from the Pitakas, especially from the Abhidhamma Pitaka. And Kukuripa is basically a Buddhist monk belonging to Vajrayana tradition, and he was fond of dog. And he was given an opportunity to go to Devaloka, but he preferred to stay with the dog and have good time with the dog, because he believed that the time that he spent with the animal is equal to the meditation. So it was he'd had a very cognitive experience on his mind. So with that remarks, now I request the director of the Gandhian Studies Center to propose formal vote of thanks.
Okay, dignitaries and special guests, thank you so much for your participation, active participation in this session. And within short notice, you all attended, and you made this discussion fruitful. Definitely, I think we can further collaborate and further discuss on these issues, and come to some. We can even propose to the policy makers, as Nadhyaru was telling. And I'm happy that we recollected those old days. And he's also 60, I'm also 60. So I'm very happy, and I thank our chief guest from Sri Lanka, Hemasiri Tero ji, for spending your valuable time with us. And Sri Subramanian Garu is very active, even at this age also he is contributing a lot to this center. And I thank our Dr. Kishore. He is really a backbone to this center. He is helping us.
Buddhism, what I felt, is more of a meditation that can help in our work. So I would like to have